Can you speak to me? Just talk, no more.
Jesus is Lord.
Shawn is
Same old webisodes, the webisodes. We in the same boat and we about to go. It's the same old webisodes, the webisodes, the Weber. It's the same old episodes.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of
Same Boat Webisodes.
And we're keeping it cool out here in Florida, and we out here on a missions trip right now. This is what, our fourth day?
Yeah,
Fourth
this is
day?
Panama City Beach, man.
Yeah,
and y'all wanted a woke white person?
Yeah.
Here he is.
There he is. His
Hey.
name is Shawn.
I'm Shawn. Same school as Spencer, but I'm a music major.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
We'll
But
see what happens.
This dude loves Jesus, bro, and that's what I love about him. So we got him on the show. Today we're talking about evangelism, because that's basically what we're doing down here. And I know it's kind of scary for a lot of people, but it shouldn't be. It should be a thing where you're just sharing what's in your heart. It should be a conversation, encouragement.
What is evangelism, and how and when do you evangelize?
Okay.
So what is evangelism, and how and when do you evangelize? I think before we even get into that topic, because we got homies that don't believe in Christ or any religious anything, right? So break it down, like, who is Jesus to us?
Starting from the beginning, obviously the world is here, the world was made one way or another. Creation's a whole different story, but God made the world. Then mankind, like, we're here, you know, obviously, but we're imperfect, right? And since, you know, there's death in the world, God's a spiritual force. He wants us to be with him after we die. So he had to come down, live a perfect life, because we can't bring our imperfections into a perfect place, otherwise that place becomes imperfect. The Bible calls those imperfections sin. So we can't live up to that expectation of a sinless life, so he had to do it for us. And then it says the wages of sin is death. So basically we owe God death, right?
Definitely.
So Christ came down, did the right thing. He lived that life for us because we couldn't, and then died for us, was crucified, beaten, flogged, whole 9 yards. It was awful. If you haven't seen the Passion of the Christ, tape your eyelids open. Like, you gotta see that.
Take your eyelids open. You heard it here first.
Tape. Yeah, and but so Jesus, he who knew no sin became sin. You know, he took on the price of our imperfections for us, and then died for us because he didn't want us to. And then he beat death, rose again to, like, break the power of sin and death.
Amen. And he loved us that much, right? So kind of breaking that down, that was a very, you know, dedicated, intentional answer.
Yeah.
So when we're talking to people on the beach, right, we kind of give them, you know, show them a lot of love, right? Showing them this, not this religious traditional aspect, but a relational aspect, right? Because for Spencer and I, and even Shawn, you know, have not been, we've been living in the world, right? So being relatable and sharing our differences, our struggles, our vulnerable spots is to kind of open that conversation, talk about Jesus, talk about faith and spirituality in general.
Yeah, I think evangelism, or I think it is just relating with somebody on the level of, yeah, we are both human. We are both have wants, desires, pleasures that, you know, we can't escape from, but we can overcome that with Christ. So just giving them encouragement, letting them know that we know what they're going through, but we know that what we can get to, you know, one step at a time. So just encouraging people and letting them know that, you know, Christ has a better way than yourself. So our second question was,
How and when do you know to evangelize?
How and when do you know how to evangelize?
Well,
okay.
Oh,
no,
it's fine.
I'd say, obviously you gotta be, like, already saved to want to share the gospel. So, like, if you even walk by someone and you think that there's a possibility that they're not saved, like, you could be their only opportunity to hear the gospel. So I'd say, like, take every chance you can get. Like, last night I went with Johnny. Like, we just walked down the sidewalk, ran into people, and we just stopped and started talking to them, and, like, just said, like, hey, we're just here for a conference with a bunch of Christians, asking people, like, what they believe. It's like, it's hard to mentally put yourself in that situation, because, like, you can't, like, it seems scary, but, like, once you just open up, like, once you just start the conversation, get it rolling, it's a lot easier. Like, the worst they could do is just, like, say no or ignore you.
Right, or stab you. But yeah, other than that, I think it's been really smooth, man. It's been really cool being intentional about it, like taking hours out of the day and speaking to people on the beach, on the streets, and just opening up that conversation of faith. Like, how often does anyone come up to you and then talk about real things, nothing surface level? It's really cool. So let's have that conversation, because we're young, we're the future leaders of the world, man. So yeah.
I think anytime is a good time to evangelize. Me personally, like walking up to people is not like my thing, but you know, like taking a step of faith today, or yesterday and the day after yesterday, just really praying to God, like I'm scared, I don't want to do this, and then still felt scared. Prayed again, God, I really don't feel like doing this. I don't want to do this. Still felt scared. Pray one more time, and people honestly just start approaching me and really starting conversation with me, and that's when I can introduce those questions about like, what do you believe? Do you believe in life after death? Do you have a savior? Do you put your trust in anything other than what's on this world? So really just opening up that conversation was like God just kind of made a way. So I'm not saying that everyone has one certain way to evangelize. There's different strokes for different folks, but I definitely think that if you just pray about it, God made you the way He made you for a reason, and you don't have to do evangelism like anyone else,
And like when He provides you with those opportunities to share the gospel, like yesterday, I was sharing with my friend Kaylin. We went evangelizing together, and we were on our way back to our rooms, and like this group of girls came up to us like as we were walking back, and like started talking to us, saying that like, your friends were talking to us earlier, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And it's not the type of situation where you can go like, someone already shared the gospel with them, I don't need to. It's like a follow-up. Right. It's like the seed was planted, now you got to water the seed in order to make it grow, right? So like you ask them like, well, what'd you think about like what they had to say and stuff like that? And two of the girls were already Christian, and they ended up talking to my friend Kaylin, and one of the girls who wasn't a Christian was talking to me, and she ended up giving her life to Christ by the end of that conversation. But like, if I hadn't seized the opportunity to follow up with her to see like what she thinks, let her talk to me so I can kind of gauge where she is and not in the right direction.
I think an important thing is to know that your job is not to try to convince somebody that Christ is the right way, or convince them to give their life to Christ. I think just getting them to open their mind to, even thinking about it is progress. I think that maybe just putting them in a better step, a step further in their faith is a plus, or even encouragement. Like whatever you can do, like just if Christ is in you, no matter what happens, like they'll feel that love, and feel that zeal for Christ in you.
Right, wherever you're at, it's going to be a mission plan anywhere, right? In your career, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, you can just be loving to others, and people are going to see Christ through that. Most people aren't going to like accept Christ right then and there. Like Shawn's very lucky for that, But so we understand that it's not our power, but God's going to use us to do that. The seeds that we planted, being leaders and taking initiative, God's going to use that, man.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for checking us out.
Yeah,
this
remember
is episode 6.
Yeah, remember to like, comment, subscribe. We love it to know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Follow us on Instagram.
You really tired?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Catch y'all next time on
Right.
Same Boat Webisodes. Peace.
Same boat, webisode.
Peace.
I don't know what you'll do.
Go.